Thank you, Meg, for introducing me, and I would first like to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight, not only on the behalf of those who have fallen victim to domestic violence, but also to the staff of PDC who set out to serve an honorable mission each day, a devotion that I can truly say has saved lives. I'm deeply honored to be standing here before all of you this evening. When Meg approached me and inquired about speaking tonight, I stopped for a moment. I wasn't sure what to say at first. My life has become content with routine, and seeing the ladies at PDC has become a comforting piece of our predictable schedule. Yeah, I said, feeling empowered. I'd love to. I then walked out of that building, and instantly I felt like I had walked back in time. To here, actually. Where I stood for my first candlelight vigil. Where I shook not because of the cool atmosphere that evening, but because of the overwhelming sense of emotion that percolated as I had left the life of terror just 10 months prior. That night I dreamed of having the courage to speak, to present encouragement to those around me, to serve with valor throughout our community, and to someday share an evening such as this with each of you. Here I am, and as Meg said, I am a survivor of domestic abuse. I have been working with PDC and the Center of Family Visitation for over 3 years now. I am the proud mother of 3 darling children who now embrace sunshine every day and thrive within the walls of our nurturing home. I set out to protect my children on that cold January day, to give them a life where their innocence no longer was going to be preyed upon. With our 4th anniversary quickly approaching, I can say that overall, the emotion, it has subsided. In a moment like tonight, though, the experiences, the feelings, it all can flood without warning, and that surreal motion of distress creeps once again. Fear is something that I lived with on a daily basis. It had been my only companion for days, months, even years. Tonight I want to share a piece that I wrote specifically for this event. I want to share not the heartache, but instead to embrace the warmth of freedom and healthy relationships for all of those around us. I want to inspire a world of love and bring you a divine aptitude that I carry deep within. This being my written expression and interpretation of my journey as a survivor. Tonight is for the recognition of lives lost to the darkness of domestic violence. My hope is for one day this danger will no longer seethe through the homes of our communities. The Journey of Survival, written by Nina. Encapsulated by darkness, her only comfort held was knowing that one day her children would grow up in a home where the shades were open, filling the room with the emotional prosperity they each deserved, where they could smile while surrounded by the atmosphere of happiness, basking in the warmth of love. Though hopeful, her reality lingered deep within, paralyzing her. Fear. The evening hours were filled with nightmares, days flooded with emotion, and anxiety peaked as the flashbacks encompassed her entire being. She feared that the experience of a violent home would haunt her for a lifetime. Day 2 was no easier than day 1, and day 3 was no easier than day 2. Baby steps. She just took it minute by minute, hour by hour, and maintained forward movement no matter how subtle. just kept one foot going in front of the other. She left that life behind. For weeks she prayed and remained with hope for a morning where she could wake up and not embrace that world of pain. With a head held high, she never gave up, and the terrain carried her through as she survived. Pieces. It all seemed that it was in shambles, and the vision was not clear. Though life is just that, a vault of puzzle pieces. Regardless of her experience with a violent man, she had the same opportunity to grow, be more, and refrain from the chains of violence that once held her back. Taking the courage to embrace each piece, to feel the curvature, and to begin to find the adjacent pieces was the beginning to her survival. Understanding that the uncertainty she feared was merely a perspective without vision, she took those pieces that once felt like nothing more than her shattered existence and started to assemble the framework to who she truly was. Soon she realized the pieces of terror, sadness, panic, and darkness concluded only a portion of her puzzle. But the picture was not gruesome. The visual was not of despair. Those pieces, once placed together, surfaced a picture of faith. That hope carried her as there were additional pieces set forth before her, and with great anticipation she longed to find what each piece brought to her puzzle. Each day that passes by, she stops to give thanks and to truly appreciate the crisp feeling of freedom. The journey has presented a woman of courage, a heart of sincerity, and a soul of serenity. Her efforts will continue to strive, while sharing her story with the great aspiration to seed encouragement to others. The voyage of leaving the dark infection of abuse, a silent virus that feeds upon the physical and emotional vulnerability of its victims. It comes with heavy challenge, but also reaps of prodigious reward. The foundation of this woman's confidence, self-esteem, and reassurance rebuilt with the reinforcement of healthy living. That vision of uncertainty cleared as her ambitions took shape. Sovereignty no longer belonged to him. Her empowerment lifted her beyond his reach. Life now hers. Time will never stop moving. The tide between the darkest times in her life and her future will fluctuate without solemn influence. The horizon is peaceful. Her inner harmony has set her free. She is standing before a future of positive thought, the abstract power that will present her ability to overcome anything she encounters. Holding a basket of puzzle pieces yet to be placed, she yearns for the picture that awaits her. A world of innocent love, emotional security, and the smile that shines with confidence. Through her journey of survival, embracing the adventure of strength found rooted deep within.